Good morning. What is up, you guys? Y'all, I have my 18-week appointment today. I just made it on time. Like, I literally have like a minute before I go in. But this morning has just been so stressful. Like, Andrew was supposed to take Carter with him to work. Then Carter was like, no. And then Andrew was like, well, then let me go to the office, get my stuff, and then I'll come back. And I'm like, you're not gonna make it on time. And I'm freaking out. And of course, like, we had to meet up halfway to drop off Carter and then make it to my appointment. But whew, with children and not having family close by, it really does kind of like, it gets hard. And I'm just thankful that I was able to make it on time. We worked something out. Like, I literally had mini panic attacks all throughout the morning because I was like, oh my gosh, like, I'm not gonna make it on time. But I am here on time. I'm gonna go ahead and head in because, like I said, I need to go in. I'm gonna see if she'll let me like film in there or whatever, but we'll see. I'll update you guys later. Now let's go inside. So I am done with my appointment. I had to get some blood work done. I didn't get to do the anatomy scan. I have to schedule it outpatient clinic, and I don't know, for whatever reason. She also checked me because I've been having a lot of cramping and it feels like I'm about to go into labor. Fortunately, like, that was fine and all great and dandy. There was nothing wrong there. I might just need to up my water intake, like always. And then I talked to her about pain, like, that goes on my right side on my back. It goes through the small of my back all the way down to my thigh, and she said that that was sciatica pain. And based on the Google research that I had done, it definitely made sense. But what's funny is that I had told Andrew that I was having sciatica pain for the longest time, and he's like, you don't know, you're not a doctor. And I'm like, I've done the research. This is very common during pregnancy, so I'm pretty sure that's what she's gonna tell me it is. And it ended up being right. So that was pretty funny. And then I actually got to talk to her about my anxiety. This time around, I really couldn't ignore it anymore. I talked to her. She made me feel so much better. She made me feel heard. And I should have done this a really, really long time ago. I don't know if it's like being a Latina or, you know, coming from a Mexican background. We don't really believe in those things. And so it's kind of hard to open up about it, and it's just easier to say, oh, just don't think about it that way, or just don't stress out, you know, like. But how do I not stress out? I don't know how to get there. That's the whole point, you know. Like, you can tell me 100 million times, calm down, it's okay, don't stress out, don't think about it too much, but I don't know how not to, you know. And that was really hard. I'm at the pharmacy right now. They just texted me saying that my prescription was ready. We'll talk about it more later, but yeah. All right, you guys, so let's get right into it. So like I was saying in the Jeep, the doctor prescribed me some Zoloft because of my anxiety. Now, I've had anxiety for as long as I can remember, and I think it really started in college. I didn't know what was going on with my body whenever I was having a panic attack, but I felt like a lot of pain in my chest. I couldn't breathe. My arms would go numb, and we didn't really know what was going on. And I would go to the doctors, and the doctors would just like check me out and say, like, you're normal. I had heart exams done, and they're like, there's nothing wrong with your heart. No one ever mentioned anything about anxiety. Slowly going into the whole research and social media thing and all of that, I found out that what I was having were panic attacks. And I really didn't know how to explain that to my family because, like I said, we're Mexican. We don't ever think about those things. Like, they're not normal. And so my parents really didn't understand. They were like, well, can't you just like not panic? And I'm like, I wish I could just not panic. I don't understand how people don't overthink. I don't understand how people don't, you know, like have this constant worry going on in their head when my head will never shut up. And so that was the end of that. And I really didn't know that there was medication that could help. Anyway, moving forward, a couple years later down the road, I had a miscarriage and then I got pregnant with Parker. I didn't notice a difference in my anxiety or anything like that. I did have a couple of panic attacks throughout the pregnancy and I became more worried, like, oh my gosh, do these panic attacks affect the baby, blah, blah, blah. The doctor was just like, you're fine, it's okay. She didn't really guide me through anything to say, oh, here's what we're gonna do to help that. Like, nothing. So then fast forward to Carter's pregnancy, I felt the same way as Parker. I had a couple panic attacks here and there, but other than that, like, I didn't notice a real difference in my anxiety. My anxiety started to get worse and worse after the second year where I got pregnant and had a miscarriage. I felt like that moment was really a turning point into how I felt. Like, I can remember now when Carter was a newborn and Parker was a toddler, I used to spend so much time with my kids. I used to play with them and engage with them and like be happy all the time. And there was a huge change after that miscarriage. My anxiety was, you know, like getting worse and worse. It wasn't really too bad because I still, you know, enjoyed the little moments in life and all of that. But now this pregnancy, and maybe it's even like the whole fact of, you know, COVID, being stuck at home, not really knowing what's going on in the world or whatever, kind of shifted something in my brain. And I don't know, like I didn't know what to do. I talked to a friend of mine and she was like, why don't you just go to the doctor and, you know, like figure out all your anxiety, get on some medication or whatever. And I was like, yes, I need to do that. I am going to go talk to a doctor. I am going to take care of my mental health and this and that. But I never did because I was scared that they were again going to discard the feelings that I felt, and then they would be like, okay, you just need to calm down, like just breathe, it's okay, it's whatever. And so now with this pregnancy, it's gotten even way worse. The mood swings, the irritability, I snap at the kids for whatever little thing that they're doing. I feel very useless a lot of the times. I just want to be left alone. I have a hard time making decisions just because I'm going always back and forth and like thinking, oh, this is a good idea, blah, 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 blah. But then again, like, I'm scared. What if it doesn't work out? Blah, 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 blah. So it's always like an imbalance type of things. And the worst part about it that I've noticed is that I am a completely different person outside of my home than I am inside of my home. I literally have to force myself out of the house. So it like an appointment. If it's an appointment, if it's something that I've scheduled, if it's something that, you know, it's set in stone that I have to do, then I will do it and I will get out of the house and get those things done. But if it's just up to me, I would stay at home all day and just be crawled in bed. I do have really good days, but then the next day I'm just back to not wanting to do anything. So the days that I actually do have the energy and like to do things and stuff like that, I will do it. But my energy lasts so long and then I'm just like, okay, I'm over it. Like, I just want to go back to a little cocoon and like hide and don't come out. Or like, when is Andrew coming home? Because I just cannot handle the kids or something. And I think it's easy for me to kind of like justified because I'm pregnant. And so I'm like, I'm just pregnant and this pregnancy is so exhausting and blah, blah, like blame it on the pregnancy. But I've come to realize that it's not just a pregnancy. It's my brain and a disconnection between myself and my brain. I don't feel like I'm there. It just feels like I'm having an out-of-body experience and I don't feel like myself. A lot of this is very common in postpartum depression, but what most people or women don't know is that it can also happen during your pregnancy, and this is called like prenatal anxiety and depression basically. And to be honest, I have researched Zoloft and like Lexapro and all of those antidepressants for years now. Like I said, right whenever I started feeling that my anxiety was getting worse and worse, I and my friend encouraged me to go look for a doctor and get the proper medication for my mental health and this and that. I researched it all and I knew that that is what I needed, but I was so scared of going to the doctor and them saying, oh, it's fine, you just don't have to think about these things. And so having her say that, I literally like wanted to sob my eyes out, because for the first time in so many years, someone pretty much believed me. It wasn't in my brain. She validated my symptoms and she gave me the medication that I needed and that I need and I so desperately wanted for years, but I was so scared because of the stigma around it. I'm so tired of feeling like a different person. Like I don't know who this person is and I'm not a good mom to my kids. And so right now that I have the medication, I haven't taken it, but it's just like a weight has been lifted off my shoulders, and it's like I have hope. I have hope that I can finally be a normal person. And that I'm gonna get to enjoy the little things in life. I'm gonna be present for my kids and not just like pretend that I'm present. I'm actually going to be there and enjoy everything. So yeah, like I am so incredibly thankful for my doctor, because she knew right away what I needed. She knew right away what would basically help me feel like a normal person. So I look forward to those changes. I look forward to feeling like a normal person and not feeling overwhelmed and with anxiety filled, and like, you know, I'm looking forward to not feeling so overwhelmed and like overthink things and being so OCD over you know, like YouTube and my blog and Instagram. I feel like I can completely focus on those things because I know that I will be left alone for a couple of hours, and I obsess over those things, and I'm just like, I can do this real quick. But yeah, I'm sorry, that was a lot. I look forward to seeing who I am and what I'm looking forward to the new person that I might be. You know, have myself back. I want to feel like myself. I don't want to feel overwhelmed all the time. I don't want to feel like my anxiety is always present and that I am disconnected between reality and just my depression, I guess you could call it. I also don't want to feel disconnected between my kids, which I do. You know, I've heard Andrew say so much these past few weeks, like, they're just kids, and I'm like, don't you think I know that? I know they're kids. There's something wrong with me, okay? That was a lot, but yeah, I'm ready to start this journey to finding myself again, of feeling like myself. I don't even know who that person is anymore, but just given the benefits of, you know, just like researching the benefits of this medication and all of that, I'm very much looking forward to becoming someone new. Someone who doesn't obsess over all the little things and doesn't get all snappy over the smallest things. Be anxiety ridden and like overthinking everything, and just feeling like I'm good enough. Feeling like that I am enough and that I have a purpose. So if you're someone out there who is also pregnant and you're having anxiety, you feel like you're not yourself, you overthink things, and it's just, you're constantly worrying, here's like my little advice for you. Talk to your OB, talk to your doctor, get the help that you need, because this is not okay. It is not okay to feel this way and just think that it's just magically going to disappear. Okay, mental health is something that we really need to take care of. And now that my doctor has literally listened to me and helped me understand my feelings and my emotions, I'm just so thankful, grateful for her, and I feel like a weight has been lifted off my shoulders. And I'm so glad that she put me on this right now as opposed to later, because she said that my chances of developing postpartum depression would be higher. And so might as well take care of my mental health right now while I can, and that would ease my anxiety and my depression and all of that. So talk to your doctor, make sure you get your mental health taken care of, and I will see you guys in the next video, maybe a happier video. I am definitely going to update you guys on how I feel on Zoloft, how it's working out for me, and yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.